Carlos from Western High School asks, what are the practical applications of AI in education that I can use as a student, and how can it support both students and teachers?
I think right now the biggest thing that students can do with AI is using it as a tool for creativity. And so things like writing, creating art, creating media. I think AI is really good at being like an assistant for that. I think a lot of people are afraid that students are going to use it just to replace writing or to just use the AI output. But I think the best uses of it is like using AI as a starter and then adding your own creativity on top of what the AI produces. And I think people who can learn how to do that, they're gonna just like accelerate their creativity.
Kena from Brook Christian High School asks, has teaching about AI changed some of your former opinions about artificial intelligence and what it can do? What is the impact of AI on teachers and the traditional classroom environment?
So I think when large language models like ChatGPT first came out and a lot of people started to use them, I actually told my students to use ChatGPT. So I actually would tell them, hey, I want you to use it for your papers, but what I want you to do is actually tell us when you use it, and then I want you to tell us what did you change from it? What didn't seem to work out from the ChatGPT? What were your own ideas that you added onto it? And I think that's what's changing in teaching and learning, is that we need to know that the basic stuff, which like we used to struggle to teach, are things that we can do easily now. And so like the really interesting stuff is like really getting to students' ideas, like getting to your ideas. And so that's been been the biggest change in my classroom. And I think the biggest change that we're gonna see going forward.
Andrew from Western High School asks, what are the challenges and limitations of integrating AI into educational environments?
I think one thing that I'm afraid of is because the ease of use has gotten so much easier, right? And so it can be really easy to just take output from AI and take it as the truth. Whereas AI is really just trained to predict the right words to send you, right? Or the most human sounding words to send back to you, right? And so the biggest thing I think students are gonna have to learn in the future, the biggest challenge, is gonna be figuring out how to think for ourselves, right? And not just taking the AI output as truth. Critical judgment of like credibility of sources, putting together arguments, understanding like bias, and how the AI could be biased in sending you output. Those kinds of things will be more important than just using the AI.
Landon from Magnolia High School asks, what new jobs and careers will emerge because of AI, and how can education prepare for this shift?
I think a lot of the creative jobs, writing, media creation, those kinds of things used to be dependent on people who could create on their own. But I think AI is going to change that a lot. It's going to make it much more accessible for a lot more people to create very quickly. So I think jobs are going to change, right? Before you might hire a writer or a journalist, but I think writers in the future are going to have to be really good at providing a critical perspective, right? Beyond just writing a basic article or a book or something like that. So I think it's not that jobs are going to be lost. I think it's going to be that jobs are going to change, and all of the basic stuff that we used to value for people in jobs are going to be taken care of by technology, and it's going to be all the human things that are on top of it. Our ingenuity, our creativity, our adaptability, our flexibility, our critical thinking. Those are the things that I think will be the key skills for jobs going in the future.